A former aide to two New York governors is in court today, accused of spying on behalf of the Chinese government. Linda Su worked for disgraced former Governor Andrew Cuomo and current Governor Kathy Hochul. She's accused of pushing Chinese interests, all in exchange for gifts and benefits worth millions. Her husband also facing charges. Correspondent Caitlin Becker is live outside the federal courthouse there in Brooklyn. And Caitlin, tell us about these charges they're both facing.
They're really serious charges here. Now, both of these people have pleaded not guilty, Nichole, and today's hearing is actually about a bail modification. Linda Sun is out on bail currently, and as part of the agreement, she's not allowed to have any communication at all with people from the People's Republic of China or the Chinese Communist Party. Now, she and her attorneys think that that is a little too strict, because in the community that she lives in, she could run into these people and she couldn't even turn and say, hey, I can't talk to you. But what you need to understand here is these are the types of communications that kind of got her in legal hot water to begin with. She's accused of acting on behalf of the Chinese government while working for the state of New York, as you said, for Andrew Cuomo and Kathy Hochul in really high-powered positions. And she did that, according to prosecutors, to push the Chinese agenda and then allegedly get kickbacks worth millions of dollars. The U.S. attorney saying, quote, the illicit scheme enriched the defendant's family to the tune of millions of dollars. And those millions were allegedly then laundered by her husband, who didn't work for the government. So Linda Sun is facing a litany of federal charges, including violating the Foreign Agents Registration Act, fraud, alien smuggling, and money laundering, while her husband, Chris Hu, is also being accused of money laundering, conspiracy to commit bank fraud, and misuse of means of identification. Now, these two have pleaded not guilty to these charges, but the evidence against them is pretty stacked from the prosecutor's standpoint. So I'd be surprised if the judge agrees to release or relax those bail restrictions again, because, like I said, these communications were part of the alleged problem, Nichole.
All right, so Caitlin, you talk about the evidence against them. Investigators say she pushed Chinese interests. Do we know how she did that?
Well, we know how prosecutors believe that she did this, and they believe, Nichole, that it was about access and about influence. Specifically, a lot of this had to do with the Taiwanese government. In one instance that I can point to from the indictment, Nichole, prosecutors claim that she actually blocked officials from Taiwan from being able to meet with New York State officials. And they said she did that at the behest of the Chinese government, while simultaneously making sure that Chinese officials were able to get in and meet with people. They claim that she modified some of the language in interactions and communications from the New York State government so that it benefited China and kind of shunned the Taiwanese government there. So a lot of it had to do with that. And the government says that she did it because, quote, the Chinese government and gave her family gifts, including tickets to shows, concerts, events, as well as salted ducks. These salted ducks come up in the indictment a few times here, and they are a Chinese delicacy, and they benefited her family in China. So the Chinese government was actually allegedly giving kickbacks to people in China as well as here. They have a multi-million-dollar property portfolio, a 2024 Ferrari, and they're all saying ways that they benefited from this alleged deal, Nichole.
Wow, okay, yeah, we will certainly see what happens. Caitlin Becker live there in Brooklyn, thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.